found confidence in her blindness. A mother, a daughter, a sister, and a very loving social activist.
So for someone who doesn't know you, like, tell us about your journey of becoming visually
President Cyril Ramaphosa has called a joint sitting of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces for the opening of Parliament address on Thursday, 18 July 2024. The President convenes the joint sitting for the opening of Parliament address in accordance with Section 84 of the Constitution, which empowers him to summon Parliament for an extraordinary sitting to conduct special business. The opening of Parliament address occurs once every 5 years, immediately after national and provincial elections. It serves as a platform for the President to outline the new administration's vision and priorities and symbolizes the official opening and functioning of the new 5-year term of Parliament. The opening of Parliament address will take place at the Cape Town City Hall on Thursday, 18 July. Watch the opening of Parliament address live across Parliament's platforms and follow Parliament on social media platforms and join the conversation using hashtag OPA2024. That's hashtag OPA2024.
The gorgeous City Hall in Cape Town while we await preparations are underway for the opening of Parliament address that is scheduled for 7 p.m. today. Of course, now thank you for joining into Parliament TV and staying tuned. Of course, then we're still waiting for the President to come through, and that is only scheduled for 7 p.m. And we are trying to get into conversation and learn more and inform you as the viewer as to what is happening in Parliament and all the other stakeholders that matter within this huge institution. I am joined by the Speaker of the Provincial Legislature of the Northern Cape, Menorine Cluster. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Tepo, for inviting me. I'm really humbled to be with you today. Thank you very much.
Firstly, congratulations on your second term as the Speaker of the Northern Cape.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Menorine, I just wanted to know that what is the role of the Speaker in the provincial legislature? We focus so much on the national legislature. I just wanted to explain to viewers what the role of the Speaker is in the provincial legislature.
No, thank you very much, Tepo. The Speaker in the provincial legislature is the presiding officer of the House. But also the role of the Speaker is to ensure that programs of the legislature are successfully, and we will remember that the purpose of the legislature, our core goal is public participation, oversight, and lawmaking. So our role as the legislature is to ensure that your different sectoral departments of provincial government account to the legislature. In terms of public participation, ensuring that we are taking our community members along with decisions that we are making within the legislature. Also, lawmaking is certain laws are passed through the legislature, whereby we are also involving this specifically your Section 76 bills that are coming through National Parliament and our NCOP, the National Council of Provinces, through the legislature. That is the bills that we are dealing with. And through that bills, there's also public participation process that we need to follow so that we can also hear the voices of our community members, whether if they are in favor of a specific bill or not, and also why. Because this is also how we are learning what is it that our community members are thinking about what we are doing in the legislature. So the role of the Speaker is also an oversight role within the legislature. In our legislature as the Northern Cape, and I think we are one of these legislatures that are accounting to a standing committee within the legislature.
Fascinating.
The role or the office of the Speaker account to the standing committee within the legislature. So we are not, as the office of the Speaker, we are not on our own, although we are doing oversight.
Yes.
We are not all on our own. We are also, the standing committee is also holding us accountable.
Speaker, your role sounds very complex, and I just want us to highlight the previous roles that you have found yourself in preparation for you to find yourself in a Speaker role. What is it that you've done in your past life and your passions that have led you within the provincial office?
Oh, thank you very much, Tsepo. I think that one is maybe a little bit difficult for me because if you have to talk about yourself, it's difficult. But no, I think it's not because of you have said, for an example, that I've been the previous Speaker
Yes.
of the 6th administration.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm humbled. I'm really humbled and honored to be elected again as the Speaker of the legislature. But I don't think it's because of I'm the best. Definitely not. But it's because of we changed how we did things in the past in the 6th administration. But I also need to applaud the team that we are working with. And you will understand that the legislature is a multi-party institution. In the 6th administration, we had the ANC, from which I'm a member of,
Yes.
the DA,
Yes.
Democratic Alliance, the EFF, and the
Yes.
Freedom Front Plus.
Yes.
We would never be able to ensure that the last term of the 6th administration, we received a clean audit as the legislature. But we wouldn't be able to do that
If you hadn't worked
without that working together relationship that we had, and within this specifically with the different political parties. Remember, our thinking in the legislature, although we are representing our political parties, we are representing our constituencies.
Yes.
We are representing voters that voted for us. So there's one goal that every political party within the non-Cape province legislature is having, is to change the lives of our communities.
Now, speaking about the representation and ensuring that the voice of the people is heard, Speaker, tonight we're listening to the President's opening of Parliament address. What are some of your expectations, just briefly, on his address and for his plan for this 5-year term?
No, thank you, Chepo. From my side, I'm really looking forward for the President to outline the challenge of youth unemployment. The youth is our future. The challenge of youth unemployment, but also, other than the youth unemployment, is also our education system. I would want to hear that more technical schools in different provinces, and also what are we doing with our learners that are not those academical bright-minded ones.
With it.
Yeah,
Yes,
and that's why I'm looking forward for the issue of technical schools, because it's if we can drive in any town in our country, you will see those young children, 7, 8, 9 years, who are standing at the robots. They're supposed to be in schools, but maybe it's because of they are not the bright-minded ones. So if we can ensure that they are part of a system where their skills can be developed, not on a more tertiary level, but at school level, basic education level already. Just shortly, as the Northern Cape, our province is the, and the President has also declared it as the green energy hub. With the different solar plants in our province. but also our province is also one of our economical contribution towards the economic of our province is our mines. If we don't prepare our children to be part of these economic developments that is happening in our province, and specifically those who can't afford to go to universities, those due to their own circumstances, sometimes coming from home, our social differences. If we don't create an opportunity specifically for those ones, someone will grab these opportunities outside our province.
That's true.
But that is the two things for me that I really think that can make a contribution towards our province specifically. The technical skills development is for me the major
key priority.
Yeah.
Speaker, it's Mandela Day today also. So I just wanted to know, just briefly, what is it that you've done with your 67 minutes and what your message is for Mandela Day to everyone else who's out there?
Unfortunately, as the legislature, we are planning to have our 67 minutes, not today because it's the opening of Parliament.
Absolutely.
But we will have our own program. What I want to share with our viewers,
yes,
never lose hope. Never lose hope. As long as the sun is shining, there's hope. And what Tata Madiba did for us, we must never forget about it. But we can't be stuck there. We must move forward with his experience,
yes,
but also move forward with a sense of how are we going to change what he went through. So we must never lose hope. There's always hope.
Never lose hope. By the way, Tepo means hope. Wow. So that's a good thing. Thank you so much, Menorine. I appreciate you coming through here. That was the Speaker of the Provincial Legislature of the Northern Cape. Stay tuned to Parliament TV while we wait up on the opening of Parliament Address 2024.
My name is Toby Chance. I'm a Democratic Alliance Member of Parliament from Gauteng. I live in Johannesburg, and I was actually an MP in the 5th Parliament, 2014 to 2019, where I served on the Small Business Development Portfolio Committee for 5 years. And I'm back. I'm very happy to be home in Cape Town and looking forward to the next administration, which of course has immense potential as the first administration which will see a coalition of parties, which it looks like the DA will be a member of, alongside other parties. So, yeah, I'm really excited about the next 5 years.
I'm Sihle Zigalala, an African National Congress Member of Parliament, coming from KwaZulu-Natal. Of course, I'm passionate. My passion is on soccer and running, doing a lot of half marathons. I'm looking forward to ensure that the 7th Parliament becomes effective in serving the people, addressing poverty, create jobs, and ensure prosperity for all.
My name is Shegi Ratebe. I am from Mamelodi in Pretoria. That's where I'm originally from. But then I spend most of my time in the Free State, in Twagwa, because I'm a student there. I'm mostly known, the name that they know me with is Umkhululi. So I'm known to be someone who fights for the liberation of others, those who are oppressed. So that's what I'm widely known for. Advocation through informed radicalism, I can say. The moment of when we were being sworn in, to me it meant that the time to complain about things is over. Now it's the time to come up with brilliant solutions that will be able to assist our people and contribute to the program of progress and real freedom for our people. To me, being a member of parliament at a young age like this means that you have all the time to shape the future the way you want it, because as young people we are the future. And then what am I bringing? I'm not a person of I, but then in this case, since I'm a student, I know the difficulties that students are going through throughout the country, young people in terms of education. As you know that I represent the MK constituency and we want our education decolonized, so I'm bringing that to the table, the thought of decolonizing and actually contributing to the free education idea, totally free.
My name is Saira Abada. I come from the region of Gauteng province. I represent Zone 11. I'm with the Umkhonto Isizwe Party. My focus is, and my vision is what the party is focusing on, their vision, which is education, fighting for freedom for all the people, all the time. I'd like to focus on equality for all people of South Africa, and I envision a better South Africa for all of us in it. As a Muslim female coming from a previously disadvantaged background, I'm honored to be given this chance to make a better future for South Africa. It's very exciting. There's a lot of work to be done going forward, and I hope to achieve all that needs to be done to make a better South Africa. The thing close to my heart is Palestine. Again, coming from South Africa with the apartheid, we all feel what Palestine goes through, and we're here to fight for Palestine. We're here to make the wrongs right. And going forward, we hope that all of South Africa would get on board with this project, and hopefully we can get free Palestine.
Ngiyanibingelela, igama lami ngingupinki Pelgin Ncube, bangazi ngo-Comrade Pinky Mngadi, ngivela eThekwini region KZN eNtuzuma. Ngimember ye-MK Party, njengoba ngingenile kwi-National Assembly, isifiso sami okanye indlela engidaleke ngayo ukusiza abantu, engingakusho ukuthi isiphiwo sakamoya kuphinde kube isiphiwo sokuphila kwi-communication, njengomuntu owuthisha obefundisa e-foundation. Ngokufika kwale organization ngagijima-ke ngabasebenzela abantu, okuwukuthi nala ngikhona njengamanje iyona i-community engithembile ukuthi ekuqaleni ngibe u-coordinator we-ward, kwasuka lapho kwanyuka ngaba kwi-region yaseThekwini. So namanje njengoba bengilethe la, bangilethe ngoba bengithemba, nanokuthi-ke isifiso sami ukusiza nje kusukela ekuqaleni abantwana abancane kunyuka kuya phezulu, ngoba ikhona i-organization ebengiyenza yokuthi noma befuna ukufunda ngikhona ukuthi ngibasize. So njengoba ngikule party, i-MK Party, ngimisela kulo 5 years engizohlala ukuthi ngideliver i-service e-right emphakathini e-South Africa yonke.
My name is Nathi Ngumalo. I'm from KwaZulu-Natal, Ladysmith, which is in the northern part of KwaZulu-Natal. I'm pastor pastoring a church in Ladysmith, and also what I like, what excites me the most for being a member of this 7th administration is the fact that one would be able to make some important changes, especially in our constitution, because we feel that the current constitution was merely there to legalize apartheid, which in our view we feel it's not serving our people. Currently we have almost 8.3 million unemployed people. Why? Because the economy is being structured in a way that doesn't favor the majority of our people. So as a new member of parliament, I'm looking forward to making sure that we are able to change the constitution, especially where it involves the economy, where it involves land and everything. So basically that's the reason why one is here. That is the reason why MK Party is here, because we feel we cannot carry on like this. For the past 30 years, our country hasn't really moved forward in terms of ensuring that our people get jobs as they're supposed to. Yes, one can get a house, one can get whatever that they might get, but again, you still need them to have jobs.
My name is Mzwandile Masina. I'm the member of the African National Congress. I sit in the National Executive Committee. I come from Katlehong in Ekurhuleni in Gauteng province. I'm a master's graduate from University of the Free State, having served in the 5th Parliament, and then I'm now returning, and I left and became the executive mayor of the city of Ekurhuleni. I am passionate about politics and as well as reading and writing. I'm an author, and I've authored a book about the future realities of the coalition, and then I gave the case about Ekurhuleni, and I guess we are now in that future.
Welcome back, and that is exactly where we are at the Cape Town City Hall, where we're bringing you a live broadcast of Parliament TV for the 2024 opening of Parliament address, which we're expecting the President to deliver at 7 o'clock this evening. A lot of activities happening outside, but here in studio, I am sitting with the Speaker of the Northwest Provincial Legislature, Ms. Desbo Muhono. Ma'am, thank you very much for taking time off your busy schedule and joining us at Parliament TV.
Thank you very much, my brother. Hello to you and your viewers this afternoon.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Before we begin with our convo, I'd like you to give a full introduction of who Ms. Muhono is.
Okay, I'm Desbo Muhono, and others who like me so much, they call me Sibontasam Masona. That's how they call me sometimes in the province. But I'm a former teacher. I've been a member of the legislature as far as 2009. I was the MEC of Human Settlement, and then community safety was added to my responsibility. I was then requested to go and assist in agriculture. I went to agriculture. In 2014, I was requested to go and establish a department called tourism, because Northwest is full of tourist attraction and it was like dead. So I went to tourism and established a department, and that's why there was a buzz of Ariem Bukonibu Pirima. As I was relaxing, touring the world, touring everywhere, I was told to go back to agriculture because things were not going well. Until after the election, to my surprise, boom, you are the Speaker of the Northwest.
Yeah, that's congratulations on that appointment. It's a nice long history from being a teacher into being member of an executive into being a speaker. Now, if you can briefly clarify, what is the role of a provincial legislature speaker?
The role is very huge, and I underestimated the role because for me, being an executive for a long time, I didn't see any time being a speaker. I then realized when I arrived, one, as a speaker, you are non-partisan. That's the first thing, regardless of the party where you're coming from, regardless how do you feel about the mandate of your party. Two, as a speaker, you become the chairperson of the Rules Committee that ensure that all political parties are part of that committee. You make sure that every oversight that is done, the chairpersons of committees and those committees are appointed by the Speaker. You oversee everything in the legislature. The oversight, the Speaker must ensure that there is oversight done. More often than not, as the community, we tend not to understand the role of legislature. Being a teacher, the experience have taught me a lot. I'm a perfectionist of some sort. I go to details, you know. I went into the legislature, the first thing I did, I took the rule book, I marked it, and I realized there are a lot of gray areas that we need to attend to together with other political parties within the legislature. And the other thing that I realized is that between ESCO and legislature is very important to have a harmonious relationship, but not compromising oversight. We can't be the baby of ESCO. ESCO cannot be our babies. We just have to have a cordial relationship, but have robust in terms of oversight. Because if we don't do oversight, we find ourselves in a situation where our people are not getting services. It's the role of the Speaker to ensure that every political party within the legislature is doing its work. You know, for a very long time, for us, we thought it's just luxury in the legislature until I arrived. For now, since we were appointed, we have established those committees. They are running. The last committee meeting I was in this morning before I come here, others are continuing. We are inculcating a new culture that in Parliament, people work until late in the evening. In provinces, you work 8 to 4. This is not at school here. Here is Parliament. We must make policies. We must make sure that our community understand better. We want to professionalize a lot of things within the legislature. We want to make sure that our oversight is strengthened, because if you, for an example, there is a bill coming down to provinces for us to go and get more information from our community. What is surprising, when you go there, more often than not, it's same people. And they talk about service delivery. There is a sewer running on my street, there is what. By the way, we come in to discuss a financial bill or something that has to do with justice. We ended up that being an imbizo. So it's one of the things that we're saying, after the 7th legislature, it's critical for us to educate our community long before we even go and discuss these bills with us.
And you've spoken extensively on the oversight, which is one of the key components of the legislatures. Now, I want you to just briefly share with us what then are your key priorities for this legislative term.
My key priorities is professionalizing the legislature. We want our members to be accountable, because you can't be an honorable members and you do things that are not honorable. We want people to be accountable. We want transparency as this legislature. Our people, Parliament becomes their hope. That is why you see the theme of this Parliament, that Parliament is their future, is everything. If you can't go to Parliament and be assisted, where do you go? You go to a municipality, you are frustrated. You go to ESCO, you are frustrated. You go to exec, you are frustrated. Then your last hope becomes Parliament. We have petitions that are coming every day. We need, I said to the team, we need to have a proper turnaround strategy on when a petition arrives. We don't take forever. You know, feedback is critical to our people. Even going back to our people to say, guys, look, we are pushing, we are coming, even though you know you are not telling the truth, but just going back, a feedback is very important, and that's where most of the people don't understand.
Which is exactly what will take me to the next question, because it relates to how do you plan to ensure that public participation and there's engagement in the legislative process?
We want to go digital as the legislature. It's one of the key things that we want to do. Because when you are digital, you are able to track what is it that have come in, how is the response, House resolutions. We'll have resolutions of the House, take them to ESCO. We need to have a mechanism that track back those resolutions if they have been attended to and give a feedback where it's needed. But when we do things traditionally, if you do them traditionally, sometimes you are so unprofessional, unaware that you are even unprofessional in going back, in tracking whatever that we've done. But we can only do that if also we come to the party and understand now is the digital world. We are in the 4th industrial revolution. What is it that we do as the legislature on ensuring that, for example, everything must be digital so that we track back, we feed back, and ensure that our people, for an example, I like what you're doing, Parliamentary TV. Now our people are interested in looking at the TV because they know exactly the debate that are taking place. Sometimes you ask yourself, is that a parliament or is it a row? And you look at other parliament of other countries, you then realize what we are doing is not wrong. It's just the way of ensuring we express the mandate that comes from our people. Remember, every political party, when they come, they have the mandate from their political party. They even have their mission and vision of the party. What they've come for is to deliver and make sure that their people get what they wanted and send them for in Parliament.
And I'm going to conclude, but I'm going to ask you 3 questions in one because, and I'm going to give you a minute to respond to that. So the first question would be, what are the preparations for SOPA in place or for the official opening of provincial legislature? And secondly, what are your expectations for today's opening address? And lastly, how do you plan to hold the executive to account? You've mentioned quite a number of issues here, but we need to know also how you plan to hold the executive to account. If I can just give you 40 seconds to respond to all 3.
SOPA is way in advance. The preparation, we will be on the 25th. It will be held in the open area because we feel we are from elections. We need to say thank you to our communities, and they must be part of that they don't just go and vote for us. They also belong in that parliament. We'll be hosting it on the 25th. Today, I'm expecting the president to give us a picture on, with this GNU approach that we got into, how best are we going to make sure that we improve our economy? How are we going to deal with the triple challenges that we have of unemployment, inequality? One of the things that we're turning a blind eye on is how best do you make sure that we employ young people and help them to be employers at the same time. I'm looking forward on ensuring that today what the president will be saying, it will cascade back. The executive will go back and implement, and it goes down to the provinces in ensuring that one of the things, our economy improves. When the economy improves, it's going to help us to ensure that we create jobs, and the life of our people will change for the best. So for me, that's what I'm expecting tonight, and that when we go back, I'm expecting the Premier to do the same, and the executive, and on oversight, we are very clear. We don't compromise.
Ma'am, thank you so much for taking time off your busy schedule. I wish you all the best in the 5 years that you're going to be serving as the Speaker of the Northwest Provincial Legislature. Viewers, that was Ms. Muhono, the Speaker of the Northwest Provincial Legislatures, chatting to us about some of the work that is ahead of her. Please stay tuned as we'll be bringing you more interviews.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
My name is Paul Mutsekwe. I come from the platinum city of Rustenburg at the Northwest Province, Bokoli-Bophirima. That's where I come from, that's where I grew up. And yeah, so we are privileged and we are so glad to be here. To be sworn in, for me, I think it's one of the greatest thing to give back to my country and to be a great blessing to this beautiful country, South Africa. So my interest basically is in business. I love business, and I've been, for the past 5 years, I've been working with small businesses, empowering them, training them. Training and facilitation is my strength. So I've been training them and capacitating them so that they can be ready with registering their businesses, and also to market them, how to market them, especially we living in the world of technology, and also to turn their businesses into technology so that they can market their businesses. So business, it's my passion. That's what I like the most. What I want to achieve is to see more young people being employed and coming up with programs that will really help to empower our young people. My passion is to see our young people getting, their hands into the economy, because this is really the cry out there from the people out there, that the young people, they are looking for a job. They are looking for something to do for their lives. They are looking for something that they will be proud of at the end of the day. So if I can empower young people, that I would have achieved my goal. I bring a lot of skills from the business sector, like I said earlier on, from the area of training and facilitation. And we're looking forward for a great 5 years ahead.
My name is Mluleki. I come from the heartland of Pondoland in Orotambo region, from Eastern Cape province. I'm a member of ANC in good standing. I'm sent here by ANC. I must say that I'm humbled to be a new member in this 7th administration. In the main, what I like the most is more about working with the people and servicing the people of our country, in line with the big dream of better life for all. I'm looking forward for this 7th administration, in particular that my organization has clearly tabled a manifesto that will meet the demands of our people in our country. My goal is to work hard and to make sure that the full implementation of the manifesto is tabled by the President.
Njengomposi uMandlenkosi Matutu, uhlanga unobetha uhala uyokhefeni umakhanyolo belumsondeni emqanduli kwi-Tribal Authority yabaThembu. Mandiqale ngokubulela ngokubana ndibe lapha eParliament ngokukuziswa yi-MK. Ndiyalibulela elo thuba lokubana libone ukuthi makube khona amakhosi eParliament okwazi ukubana atshintshe impilo zabantu abamnyama ekuhluphekeni. Umuntu omnyama alifane nowebala, wonke umuntu alingane eMzantsi Afrika. Okokwam ke njengobana ke ndiyinkosi ke kundimele abantu bakuthi abahluphekileyo kuba siyafa yindlala. Abantu bakuthi abasebenzi. Futhi thina singamakhosi sifuna uba urhulumente asinikeze umhlaba wamakhosi kuba umhlaba ngowamakhosi. Abantu bakuthi balime bebe nazo zonke izixhobo zokulima, nezimbiwa bakwazi ukuzemba. Ndithetha ke izimbiwa ke i-minerals, kungathiwa hayi umhlaba ngowakho apha phezulu ngaphantsi ayingowakho. Abantu abamnyama bakwazi ukubana baziphuhlise, kube kwazi ukuba khona imisebenzi ezilalini. Abantu bakuthi bangayi ezidolophini ngenxa yobana befuna imisebenzi. Ii-factories zibe khona ezilalini neemayini ngokunjalo. Umuntu ohlala edolophini afane nohlala ezilalini. I-service delivery ikwazi ukuza ebantwini bakuthi bangacinezeleki kuba indlu emnyama icinezelekile, isasokola nangoku. Okokwam ke kukwenza isiqiniseko kubantu bakuthi ukubamela izidingo zabo apha eParliament, uba yonke into efuneka ifikelele kubo eluncedo, bakwazi ukubana bayifumane. Noogogo abahluphekayo abangenazindlu, nabantwana abasokolayo abangakwazi ukufikelela ezikolweni ngenxa yobana kungekho mali, kungekho zindlela zokubana bakwazi ukuya esikolweni, neendlela ezingekhoyo, infrastructure engekhoyo, especially e-Eastern Cape, imigaqo, iibhlorho ezingekhoyo. Ufumaniseke ukubana xa kunethileyo abakwazi abantwana bana baye esikolweni kuba nzima, funeka ngamanye amaxesha bawele bebambelele kwimisila yenkomo. Kumele umuntu omnyama, indlu emnyama, makhosi, oodadewethu, ogogo, omkhulu, sibambaneni sibuyise ilizwe lomkhulu bethu, sibambisaneni kulinywe kukwazeke ukubana umuntu omnyama angahlupheki. Wonke umuntu omnyama makamanyane, sisebenzisaneni nokuthi make sure ukubana icrime iyaphela ebantwini abamnyama, nezinga lotywala malihle, kuba kaloku yonke lento yecrime yenziwa yindlala. And le nto yokuthi sojonga icrime ixhomekeke kakhulu kubantu abamnyama ngenxa yoba besenziwa yindlala. Wonke umuntu ufuneka esebenzile, sizame njengoba silapha epalamente kukwenza inguqu, sihlanganeni nabantu bakuthi, simanyaneni makhosi, urhulumente asisirecognize thina makhosi ubana lo mhlaba lo sikuwo ngumhlaba wookhokho bethu, asikhululekile lo mhlaba ngokufanelekileyo.
And this is our build-up to the opening of Parliament Address 2024, where the President is scheduled to deliver his opening of Parliament Address at 7 p.m. Now, I am joined by the Speaker of the Provincial Legislature, Speaker Nontembeko Boyce. Speaker, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Speaker, firstly, congratulations on being elected as Speaker. And I think let's start by informing the viewers what your role as Speaker of the Provincial Legislature is.
Basically, being the Speaker of the Provincial Legislature, you are tasked with chairing the sittings of the House, that is the business of the entire legislature, especially when we're having the meetings of the House. But also you have a responsibility of being the guardian of the rules in the House and in the legislature. The general mandate of the legislature is that of oversight. It's lawmaking, oversight, and public participation. So also as a speaker, you are the ultimate responsible person that has to ensure that the legislature and the entire province of KwaZulu-Natal do enact laws, but also there is oversight of how the provincial government and also other state entities within the province of KwaZulu-Natal are delivering to the people, and also ensure that there is involvement of the public in the business of the legislature. So when we are making laws, and also in the general business of committees and all that business that we have to do, we must involve the people that are the electorate of KwaZulu-Natal.
Speaker, now I think now that we talk about the electoral of KwaZulu-Natal, on the 29th of May we voted. It was the national and regional voting elections, and it was crazy in South Africa. Everybody was anticipating this change. How has the change impacted your province in particular, especially within the legislature side?
The legislature of KwaZulu-Natal, I think it has been impacted like how South Africa has been impacted. Whereby the people that went to the polls said to the people of KwaZulu-Natal, we're going to send you to the provincial legislature as parties, but they did not really give one party a definite majority. But for us as a province, at least we had to tap back that it's not the first time that that had happened. It had happened before. Now, when it happened at the time, it was a little bit different as how it was handled this time. But in essence, the outcome has brought probably a new message to us as parliamentarians and legislators that the laws that we're enacting, including our electoral acts, we must start to think in the same way that our people that are electing us are thinking, and ensure that for this term, the 7th term, we make laws that would speak to what we have seen coming out and the type of governance that has been an outcome.
Now, you spoke about the importance of public participation. You spoke of accountability and oversight, and which is the role that the legislature plays. Can we talk about the importance of public participation and ensuring that the people of KZN are informed of the decisions that are being made in the provincial legislature?
You see, that is very important. And it's one area that we don't want to err on, because when we do not keep the people of KwaZulu-Natal aware and we do not have their voices, they will reject what we impose to them. But also we will not be able to find out whether what is being delivered by government is to the expectation. But that is why then we continue to have our sectoral work. For instance, for the month of August, we will continue with our Women's Parliament and later on do our taking legislature to the people and other sectoral work, including allowing into committees, presentations. Over the years, we've learned that most submissions that are made have enabled us as a province to innovatively improve our oversight mechanism and also our lawmaking. For instance, you'll remember the time that we integrated Umzimkhulu into KwaZulu. That was way back, pre-2004. But in the 6th term, we were also still repealing some of the acts that were still operative in Umzimkhulu because we were speaking to the people and the people were able to tell us what is happening. From time to time, there are also necessary discussions that arise. In the province of KwaZulu-Natal, over the years, through sectoral work, we've seen improvement in how government was delivering and introduction of some innovations. And when we trace back, we find that we trace them to some resolutions that were taken in the sectoral parliament. I can speak of the Premier's Youth Fund, which was a resolution of the KwaZulu-Natal Youth Parliament many moons ago when I was also still young. So I think it's important that we continue doing that because it has been found that in KwaZulu-Natal, it has been productive.
Now that you touched on the fact that you have been involved with community-based projects and you've been involved in your community since you were young, throughout the show we've been talking about the youth taking oath and the youth becoming members of parliament and becoming MPLs within their legislatures. Just tell us how important it is to ensure that the youth are part of decision-making and policy-making.
It's very important. Besides the fact that sometimes we, the older, we would tend to develop a sense of thinking that we can still think for the younger generations. But we are also missing a necessary voice and presence of the future and failing to build the generational, the next generation that will take over leadership. In fact, I no longer feel that youth is the future. I always believe that they are the leadership for now.
Yes.
Now, when we don't have them, you find people like me. I believe some 3 or 5 years back, I was sent to represent Africa as a parliamentarian. And I kept telling them, I'm 38 years old. I can't be representing young people. But when young people came, they relate to the issues that they want to speak. But also the other young people will relate to them much better than me, that they would see as a mother. Now, I believe that what the parties have done, because I've seen a lot of young
faces,
people.
yes.
And for the first time in KwaZulu-Natal, I have seen a lot of most of the time we would scramble for young faces, and I think it has been consistently one party that had been giving. But this time we've seen more parties. Almost all the parties have brought us youth, and I'm excited that there would be vibrancy. Also, there will be the necessary energy and innovation in the thinking in terms of what new thing can be done in terms of taking our mandate.
So this is a new administration, of course, and I just wanted to know what are some of the key priorities that the KZN provincial legislature will be focusing on that emanate from the 6th administration?
One of the important things which has been a part of what we were doing during the onboarding of members is actually looking whether our oversight is still relevant. For instance, what partnerships can we make to make our oversight to be more relevant? Because ourselves as parliamentarians, we don't have to necessarily have qualification in a particular portfolio committee. But if we have relevant bodies that specialize in those particular areas, it will make our job much easier. It doesn't work that we will only go and speak of how much has been spent, the time, without actually saying, okay, this is what was planned, but was it really supposed to be this much? When we go and look at buildings, I'm not an architect. Can't we make real partnerships with architects who go and look structurally and say, even if it's fine, but are you aware that you will have to change this? Because in terms of some roads that we would see, you'd have a road that has been built, but few years it needs to be redone. So we try to avoid that in our own.
Speaker, I'm being told now that there's an issue because of the rain. We're having a technical issue now. So we're going to get back to this conversation. It's very, I love it. It's in depth. So let's just wait for a moment. Stay tuned.
My name is Mariam Bibi Mohammed. I'm formerly from KZN, Dan Hauser. I'm so proud to be here today to represent KZN Dan Hauser because not many people know where it is from. And we have arrived. KZN, we have arrived. I'm now residing in Gauteng, in Johannesburg South, Zone 11. And I have a very extensive political background from previous parties, and we have found our way home. I represent the Mkhonto Sizwe, Spear of the Nation. We are here. There's no representation for the masses. In today's time, we find people that don't have access to basic education, hospitals, and it's sad. We need to reach out to the, we need to be there for our people. People gave us a mandate and put us in this position. So we need to represent and ensure that all South Africans have basic human rights. With your education and your health system. I'm also here to represent women in Islam in South Africa, the minority group. As a member of Parliament, I have been given this platform. So I'm in a better position now to enforce and to ensure the policies and the laws that have been implemented. Now I told you we are in that platform where we can make a difference for the masses. I'm also here to represent women in Islam in South Africa, the minority group, and proudly Palestine.
I'm Dr. Mandla Sehlope. I'm the leader in Parliament of the MK Party. My constituency is in KZN, a place called KwaMadundube in Stenga, KwaDukuza. That's where I hail from. I have a lot of interest in life, ranging from gardening, farming, but most importantly, I consider myself as a Pan-Africanist. I have a keen interest in African philosophy and African politics. We are now in the 7th Parliament. I believe a key two issues that we want to address as the MK Party is the question of land. Right, land remains a key issue. We need to address the issue of land so that everybody who lives in South Africa, black and white, will have access to land. There is no question about having access to land. We need to address that. There are a lot of other issues that must be addressed, such as poverty, landlessness. These are all issues that are very close to my heart. They are socio-economic issues that must be addressed. And in the past 5 years, the government under Cyril Ramaphosa has gone completely astray and is no longer focusing on the issues that are close to the mind and the heart of poor people in this country. So I'm looking forward to serving the people of this country in this 7th Parliament. For me, being a member of Parliament is a huge honor. Number one, it shows that people have confidence in me, and especially they have asked me to come and lead the official opposition party. I take my job seriously because we are here deployed by the taxpayers. It also means a lot for me, considering that when I was born, 65 years ago, I was born into apartheid. We lived through apartheid, and for the past 30 years, there has been a democratic government in place. And for me, I'm going to serve in that democratic government as an MP and a member of parliament. So it means a lot. It's a huge honor and a huge responsibility as well.
Apologies for that technical glitch. As we said, Cape Town has been quite a mess in terms of the weather. However, that has been attended to. I am still in conversation with the Speaker of the Provincial Legislature of KZN, Ms. Nontombeko Boyce. I always make sure that I mention your name very properly, Speaker. Now, as we were talking about the priority issues that the 7th Legislature will now focus on, especially those emanated from the 6th administration. And you were talking about ensuring that there's integration and partnership between the provincial legislature and people with those specialities. You spoke about, for example, buildings and ensuring that you specialize and you partner with people that have specialities such as architecture and whatnot. What other key issues do you think still need attention in the KZN legislature?
The other part was still on that is also working or strengthening, because we've started in the previous term, our relations with the institutions that support democracy. Because already we have been using some of the research capacity that is available there to strengthen our work, the committee work and oversight work. But we are also now going to ensure that we take it to a higher level, because we've been involved with about 2 bodies in the roadshows that they would be having when they're in the province. But we want to make our working together with all the institutions that are supporting democracy. But we're also going to be doing that, linking it back to the South African Legislative Sector Oversight Summit that we had at the beginning of the year. You'd remember that when we had that, we were also having an issue of having to deal with the intersectional issues that arises in the budgeting and appropriation in South Africa. Now, it means that wherever we will be doing and whenever we will be doing our work, we are going to deal with issues of the intersectional budgeting, especially when it comes to gender issues and any other related matters. When you look at that, it means that our oversight will now also be going to impact. You'd remember the high-level panel that was led by the former President Mutlante some years back that looked at the impact of the legislations that we have. So all of that will be brought in. But when we're doing that, we are also going to strengthen our interventions in oversight. For instance, we have programs that are called school functionality in KwaZulu-Natal, when I know that it's done mostly by other provinces, but we have a way that we have been doing it, where we have been also following up on schools that we have been going to. But now we're also having to look at those areas, see how we strengthen them. The other part, almost going to the final parts that we are going to be looking into as we go forward with our own oversight. When you see KwaZulu-Natal as a province, it's a vast province. It's a province that is heavy in terms of culture.
Yes, yes.
It's a province that you see the rainbow character of South Africa, but you see also it in KwaZulu-Natal. But we have to ensure that also from the lawmaking side, we are up to standard.
Yes.
We have to ensure that then our laws that we will be enacting in this term accommodate and carry that character.
That's correct.
So those are some of the things that we will be doing in this term. Of course, our innovations, especially looking at young people, issues of young people, young women, issues of the LGBTQIA+, we're still going to go through with them even as we go to this sector.
That is very important. You've mentioned some very important keynotes there, Speaker. Just briefly, I know that your province is planning a SOPA, State of a Province Address. What are some of the preparations that the province is undergoing in preparation for that there?
Some of the preparations that are still outstanding is finalizing the consultations. Remember that KwaZulu-Natal, we uniquely have 2 days. So we have to finalize the preparations with the Royal House, His Majesty the King. Because when we're speaking about having the Royal House, we are specific that we consult with His Majesty the King or King Misizulu. We will also be meeting the King ahead of our 2 days, because on the first day is dedicated to the address by His Majesty. But also we have to make other plans logistically. I believe that we will be ready and be able to meet the deadlines that we've set for ourselves. But we are still going to continue that consultative process. What also we want the people to remember that in KZN, due to the fact that we have it over 2 days, the one that we have after elections is always of a little bit...
a standard that's a little bit...
No, the standard is high, but
Okay.
the numbers...
Yes.
We always have lesser numbers compared to the one that we usually have at the beginning of the year, because we're also mindful of the facts that surround our budgeting and stuff. But we're still going to have them and finalize that consultation. Before we go there, we'll also have the resuscitation of the budget.
Yes.
Remember that I know that elsewhere, including at national, the rules allow it's a different process.
Yes.
But the rules of KwaZulu-Natal say that you can resuscitate any other business except a bill. Now, we had to have a retabling of the budget, and we have planned to have that next week. We will do that so that the committees go and do the work. Already we are getting ready for the portfolio committee on COCTA. There have been disasters in the province, and we want to send our sincere condolences to the communities and the families that were affected. But our portfolio committee, led by Honorable Naya, is ready to go and look at what the government and the Provincial Disaster Center have been doing.
Looks like everything is going great and as planned with preparations for the SOPA. Thank you so much. That was the Speaker of the Provincial Legislature of KZN Zululand, and that is Me Nontombeko Voice. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned.
My name is Jan de Villiers. I'm from the Western Cape. I live in Strand. And I love my wife and my kids, and I love to be a family man. And more than that, or not more than that, but I also love surfing and running. And yeah, I love the Western Cape. I love South Africa, and I feel very privileged to be here. Well, I'm a returning member. I was in the 6th Parliament. I'm returning to the 7th. And yes, I look very much forward to this Parliament, because it would be the first Parliament where there will be a coalition government of sorts. So it will be a completely new dynamic. It will be an opportunity for Parliament to work in a way that it's never worked before. And I look forward to the challenge and playing my part in that.
My name is Kai Bia Glenn Tagosh, question title. I am formerly from Bloemfontein, born and bred in Bloemfontein, and then moved to Johannesburg in my later years. I'm a KZN Sand activist for the last 25 odd years, fighting activism for the rights of the Khoi and the San people. I hope to become the voice of the Khoi and the San people in the 7th administration, because previously the Khoi and the San people had no or little representation. They were not represented by people that were passionate or that wanted to get any benefits like the land and the minerals for the Khoi and the San people. So I'm hoping to change that. I'm hoping to become the real voice for the Khoi and the San people in the 7th administration, because it was never done before, and it's about time that the Khoi and the San people stop suffering and get what's rightfully theirs. I represent the MK party, okay? And being a member of parliament, for me, It's an honor first and foremost to be an MP, to represent my people at this level. And I'm hoping that being an MP will open up doors that was never opened for my people. I'm hoping to give them access to things that they've never been privileged to. So as an MP, I believe it's an absolute honor, and I believe to serve the party. The party supports my views. The party supports my objectives in terms of the land. And it's really, I must say this, I never ever thought I would be an MP in my life. And my children also said, Dad, at this age, you're shocking us to become an MP at this age. But I'm here, and I thank God that I'm here. But now I have to serve my people first. And I want to try and completely eradicate poverty for the poor people. We can, and I know we can do it, because the benefits of the of the minerals of this country, if that is evenly distributed amongst all the people on the ground, we can all have a place to live. We can all have food on our table, because we have more than enough. We must just beneficiate it properly, and then we can make a big difference. It can create jobs for the youth. We can offer free education, and we can offer housing for those people that can't afford it.
My name is Duduzuma Sambudla. I am from Johannesburg, and I'm from the NK Party. I enjoy reading and watching documentaries, actually. We're in the 7th Parliament now. It is obviously our party's, MK's first time being here, and my first time into Parliament. So I am excited to learn and looking forward to growing. And we just hope to achieve what we've promised the voters, what we can from the opposition benches. Being a member of Parliament's never honestly been like my line of thinking, but now that I'm here, it's something that I have looked into deeply, and I appreciate, because it is the voters giving people like us confidence to be here to deliver on what they're expecting from us. So it's still also going to be a learning curve for us, but something that I'm excited to do and to learn. Well, our supporters can expect exactly what it is that we promised during our campaign trail. Obviously, we didn't get our 2/3 majority, but we'll do what we can from the opposition benches in terms of what we can see, how to, put some bills to change or amend constitutions that we want to, some parts of it, and we'll see what else we'll be able to do with the limited numbers that we have.
I'm Dalmaine Christians. This is my second term as a Member of Parliament for the Democratic Alliance. In the first term, I served in the National Council of Provinces, where I served the members of the Northern Cape and the community of the Northern Cape robustly, and I really tried to solve all the issues in the Northern Cape. This term, I'm looking forward to really serving the community of the Northern Cape through the knowledge and experience that I have. I have 2 master's degrees, one a master's degree in psychology of education, which is my passion, the educational field, and secondly a master's degree in business administration. I have also just completed my doctorate, and I'm hoping that all of this will assist me in really serving the community, not only of the Northern Cape, but the entire South Africa.
My name is Alexandra Abrams. I am born and bred in the beautiful mother city, Cape Town. Outside of work, I enjoy hiking. Cape Town and the Western Cape is home to some beautiful mountain ranges. I also enjoy spending time with my family and friends, and I enjoy cooking and eating delicious, nourishing meals. I am a returning member. I'm looking forward in the 7th Parliament to actually have more of the public participation and having a gallery where members of the public can come and view and witness what is going on in Parliament. And I think this elections had more people involved, so it'd be great to get more members of the public involved. And also I'm looking forward to passing bills. For the first time ever, one party no longer has a majority, so passing bills and passing private members' bills will be very interesting.
My name is Jane Sitole from Mpumalanga province. I represent the Democratic Alliance. I am here to learn, and I love cooking. I love food. I love pasta. I'm also a champagne, I nearly said addict, but not an addict. I love champagne. So for me, if you want to make me happy, there is pasta, there is champagne. It doesn't really matter what kind of pasta. I love that. And another thing that I love shopping. Even if the economy is squeezing us, I love doing window shopping. So I will go, I will look, because I love shopping. I'm really looking forward to be part of the 7th Parliament, because this is the highest lawmaking in our country, and I'm going to be part of that. I am going to contribute to that to make our country better. I am so looking forward to this, and I hope that I'm going to represent the people of my province in Mpumalanga very well. Thank you so much.
Good day, my name is Natasha Ndlangwini. I'm a member of Parliament, a returning member for the EFF. This is my 3rd term. Of course, I'm very excited to be back again, and within the interesting dynamics that our country is facing us, and of course will be, as the EFF, always hold the executive to account, and that is why we're here for. Thank you so much.
My name is Paul Swart. I come from a small little town called Elim. It's a Moravian mission station belonging to the Moravian Church in South Africa. And it's actually, it's the southernmost town. It's part of the southernmost municipality on the African continent. And now for the past 8 years, I was the executive mayor of Cape Agulhas municipality. I was a ward council in Ward 5 in Struisbaai, in Agulhas, and that is the southernmost towns on the continent of this beautiful continent, South Africa. I really want to see that entrepreneurs are being empowered in this country, because they are the job creators. We need people who can create jobs. Yeah, that is my passion. Economic development, empowerment of entrepreneurs, and also the challenge in South Africa is the social economic challenges and the illness in our communities. Youth development, children at school level, substance abuse, and that is my passion that I really want to embrace, and that is the challenge that I really want to show my interest in on this level and platform where I'm going to represent my province and the country in Parliament.
My name is Mikate Komahlaule. I was born in Limpopo province in Guyana. I'm here returning member of Parliament. I would like to see more and more accountability from the executive I would want the 7th administration to tackle unemployment in a more radical way. We would want to see the mining sector booming and more regulations on the Zamazamas so that the illicit financial flows are regulated in that sector. There's a lot of money going out of the country unregulated. We would need it to be regulated. Thank you very much.
My name is Siska Jordan. I'm from a town called Secunda in Mpumalanga. I represent the Democratic Alliance. I'm looking forward to working with political parties in Parliament in this historical time in South African history, and I hope to work towards creating a better future for the children of our country, such as my own.
Good day, I'm Damien Klopper from Middelburg and Mpumalanga. I'm wonderful to be here. What an honor and a privilege. I think the best thing to look forward to is actually seeing changes for the normal South African person. You know, coming from a small town like Middelburg, a lot of times people there are forgotten and not heard. But I plan to bring their voices to this set of Parliament. Thank you very much.
Good day, my name is Sello Sitlolo. I am from the Northwest Province. I originate from the municipality of JB Marks but represent the constituency of Greater Taung. This is my second term coming back as a Member of Parliament. I look forward to continue to do the hard work in terms of representing my constituency, making sure that they're able to receive the basic services that they need and that Parliament represents their interests. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Darylene James. I'm an anti-drug and social activist. I'm from the community of Eldorado Park. I grew up, born and raised in Eldorado Park. This journey started with my son having fallen prey to drug abuse many years ago. I was a desperate, hopeless mother in the community of Eldorado Park, and today I find myself as part of the National Assembly. I always, back then, I thought it's going to take the president to effect change. I thought if the ministers come in and assist my community, that would bring about change. But I've actually realized the importance and the power in active citizenship. I realize that my voice holds a power to effect change in the many communities affected by drug abuse and the many social ills, and I think this is why I hold the seat today that is very dear for me, and it will always be about social ills. It will always be about substance, because little did I know that years later, the very thing that I thought would destroy me would lead me to my passion and purpose in life, and that is to serve my country. How I felt a couple of days ago being sworn in, I think only the next morning I woke up and I realized it almost felt as if though I was sleepwalking throughout the day. And only then it actually sunk in and I internalized what had actually just happened, and I realized the importance and the magnitude of the step that I've taken, the new chapter, a new journey. It is not the end of where I want to be. I think it's the beginning. I think it's the beginning of an amplified voice, a voice that is needed in so many communities, a voice that is needed for the so many children sleeping under the bridges, the so many kids begging at the streetlights. And for me, it's about bringing the bread and butter issues to Parliament, I think, because too many people have been sitting in those seats and have lost they've detached from the realities that's happening on the ground. And for me, it's a great privilege to be so close to the ground and still so close to the highest office in the land where we can affect change in this country. I come from a family where no one has made it thus far. You know, I come from a family where everyone has just matriculated and that is it. I was raised by a single parent. So for me, having the honor and privilege to have my mum accompany me to this big moment. She's 84 and she's with me in Cape Town. I think that was really special. It's important to give back to the ones, you know, who made it possible for us to be here. And I realized that we need to appreciate, and we need to, one of the most important commandments in the Bible is to honor your parents. And I think this was that moment for me, to honor my 84-year-old mom and just say thank you to her. What do I do to unwind? I think I love traveling. I think I love just being out and about, being open, nature. I think that's it. I haven't really done much unwinding over the last couple of years. Being an activist in the community, I think, you know, activism and being in the community, it's therapeutic in the one way, and it's just what I love doing. And I'm really, really grateful for my political home, Action SA, for entrusting me with this big task, this mammoth task ahead. But I know that whether in Parliament or whether outside of Parliament, my voice will be heard. I'm glad that right now it will be amplified. Thank you.
My name is Jano Engelbrecht. I come from Gauteng province and I represent